looking for all the baddies all over the world. Ladies, where my baddies at? I'm bad. You bad. Way bad. Where my baddies at? I'm bad. You bad.
So bad.
Oh my God.
Reel it in.
Reel it in. Okay. Welcome to the Not So Secret Lives podcast. I'm your host, Shan.
And I'm your host, Karina.
And today we're a little spicy.
Spicy pants! Woo!
We've both had some things.
Our listeners, I feel like, have yet to hear us, like, be fucking spicy. Like, I think we're spicy, but, like, not spicy like this.
Like attitude spicy.
Yeah, like, I'm a little angry today.
We both are. And like you said earlier, because you woke up angry. You were
did.
like angry pants.
Which is crazy, because I shouldn't have. I woke up late, and then it just continued. And I got to work today, and I just said, I just feel like punching someone in the face. And that has been my attitude the whole day. And I have not been able to get out of my funk.
And I was fine. And then you told me you had an attitude, and I was like, as you should. I also have an attitude.
Just rubbed off on you. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, it is so fine. So Karina's actually going to be taking the lead on this episode, and we are going to be talking about the do's and don'ts in dating. These are not things that we necessarily agree with. They're things that have been found on the Google machine.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, any fun, cool things that have happened to you lately? Okay, yeah.
We're going to talk about that on another episode,
Yes.
I think. But yes,
It was,
fun things
yeah,
happened to me.
the spiciest of spicy.
Spiciest of spicy. But what about you? Any fun date?
I did go on a date this last weekend.
Ooh.
I know. And it was really, really fun. I actually, like it was really, really fun. He's super engaged, like, and I actually kind of like him. So it's been great.
Oh, I know. I met up with you after.
You did, yeah, because we then stayed up till like 3 a.m.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but it was
Do that for the
no, gosh, no, heck no, no.
We slept until 1:30.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the Super Bowl. We have to get ready.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Like we were unwell.
Yeah. We just rotted on the couch watching the Super Bowl, which I guess made sense because that was the most horrible Super Bowl I've ever watched in my life. It was just a blowout. So.
Yeah. And I just kept laughing because I was like, look at how bad they're doing. I don't understand football. I was like, but I know that they're not doing great.
And I didn't care who won really at this point, but I was just in shock. Like, so bad. So bad.
And I was like, I hope both teams have fun.
Yeah.
I need to get that shirt.
And I'm like raging. I'm like, why? Can't even catch the ball. You did another turnover. What the fuck?
Idiots. Oh,
Idiots.
Karina like screams at the TV.
You do.
And I'm like, it's fine.
Just laughing.
Yeah. I feel like that's me as a person though. Like I don't usually get like super like you're the road rage queen. And I'm like, they probably needed to cut me off for a reason. I don't know. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is so funny because we're totally opposite in like our like everyday lives.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'd fuck around and find out. And you're like, it's fine.
It's fine. They can treat me like shit, but if they cut me off, I'm gonna rage. Like fucking rage.
And I just put like a zero weight into anything when it comes to like what we talk about on our podcast, like dating and things and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
So funny. Holy shit. Well, Shan,
Yes.
I'm glad you had a great date.
It was great.
I'm so happy.
It was super fun.
Should we get into it?
Let's get into it, babe.
Okay. So, like you said, this week we are talking about the do's and don'ts of dating. I kind of did some research. There was a lot of in general stuff, but I liked and thought it was kind of funny that there were like a guys and a girls version of this on the internet. And I was like, I don't know how much I agree with some of this on both ends.
Which is
honestly.
great, though,
And
because
some I do.
yeah, well, because like I'm sure some of the things that we talk about, people are like, I do not agree with that.
Oh, for sure.
So it's great. It's a really good dynamic, and this is all research. These aren't our opinions. They might be. We might agree.
They could be.
We don't know.
Okay, so I mapped out like some of my favorite ones, and we can kind of talk about them. So for girls on a first date, ladies should dress comfortably, yet confidently.
I mean, I agree with that. That is my staple.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. However, I tend to not do the more comfortable.
No,
Actually,
but it's comfortable.
it's comfortable for me. It might not be comfortable for everybody else, but
Yeah, because
you're comfortable.
Yeah, you're just a very fancy person in general.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I can dress comfortable, I absolutely will.
But that's what makes you confident going into a date, and that's what makes me confident going into a date.
Oh, totally.
So yeah, it goes hand in hand, which I love.
I don't think I've ever put like, oh, okay, that's not true. There have been a couple of dates when I've actually been like super interested in the person that I'll put a little bit more weight into like what I'm going to be wearing, but I don't like sit and stress about it forever. I'm like, this feels good to me. Let's go.
I feel like you have a really easy time getting ready. Yeah, for dates. I have a hard time getting ready for work, much less a date. I just have all the anxious energy inside me at all times.
I mean, that did happen to me though.
It's so I'm rubbing off on you.
It's so cute and I hate it. I had the anxiousness
I know.
over this last weekend. I was a little anxious puppy.
I was laughing because you're me right now. And I was like, didn't mean to laugh at you, but you're like, why is this happening? I was like, oh, it always happens to me. Like, I always feel the way that you're feeling right now. And it's just so nice for you to like actually go through what I've gone through.
Oh my God.
Every single time I go on a date. Every single time.
I was unwell.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know.
Fun.
No, I did not know what to do with my hands. Like, I was not okay. And like, yeah, it was a fun date, but like, I mean, I'm not like, I'm looking for my soulmate. It's more like, I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, it does not matter if I am excited for the date, not really excited for the date, think it's going to go somewhere, think that we're just going to be friends. I am anxious and sweating every single fucking time, and I don't know why.
It's so true.
It's annoying.
There have been times that you're like, I don't even like this guy. Why am I sweating?
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
It is. And it's funny because I'll go on a date with a guy that I'm like kind of somewhat maybe possibly interested in. I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm just gonna go.
I know. That's why I'm secretly loving it so much that you were having an anxiety attack.
It was a mess.
I was like, you know me now. You know how I feel.
Oh, and I felt so bad for you because I was unwell. It was not okay.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
It does suck. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Off on a tangent. As per usual.
As per usual.
So it basically says, like, be genuinely interested in getting to know your date by asking questions, being positive and polite, avoiding talk like exes or heavy personal issues, which is so funny because it's like, I feel like on a first date, that's where all of that shit comes out.
I was
for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, whether you get really, really deep into it or it's like A, B, C, like, this is where I'm at. I had a long-term relationship here, a long-term relationship here. We broke up because of this. I feel like that always comes up on dates.
I do feel that that has a lot to do with our age, though, as well.
That's probably true. Maybe like 20-year-olds aren't going to really talk about that, or people in their 20s.
Yeah. Because we've kind of like been through the life experiences we've been through. And honestly, yeah, like our dates, well, in my opinion, my dates have asked like, so what happened with you and your ex? Or like, blah, 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 blah.
I think those are good questions to ask too, because I feel like on those first dates, you can kind of feel out for whatever reason it ended. Sometimes you can see red flags on the first date with either the guy or the girl, depending on like what happened with the breakup or how they still talk about their ex, or what their relationship is like with their ex now, if they're like co-parenting. I feel like it kind of gives you a glimpse into who that person is a bit.
Oh, I totally agree.
And I think it's not an awful thing to talk about.
It's not. However, It's not an awful thing to talk about, but we all kind of okay. I
But
can't
like
say we all.
base level.
Yeah.
Like, not being like, oh my God, like going into detail about what happened, right?
I feel that I'm like the 1% of the population though that just like lays it all out. And like if I say something like that's what I mean. Like I yeah.
So on all of these, it says to avoid drinking too much alcohol. For the girl and the guy, don't get too drunk on your first date. Girl,
Most of
I am doing dates where I'm like, I'm drunk already. Nice to meet you because I was so anxious to meet you.
I had to Uber here.
I've had dates where I've like been so nervous. I'm like, I'm just gonna take a quick shotty poo right here, like a shot of whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm 3 shots in, and I show up, and I'm like, hey. It's like, but this is fun, Karina. So
Oh my God.
thanks to me, fun, Karina.
And I'm sorry again, like
Who fucking cares? Honestly.
yes, like if you want to drink, okay, and let's have an honest moment. Most of our first dates are like, hey, let's go get a drink. Like,
Right.
what do we think is going to happen? You know what I've just now discovered? This is all very logical.
It's all people who are actually trying to find their person. We are too, I promise.
I don't know about that, but like,
We flop.
yeah. I think it's so funny because they're like, listen, people, stop doing the shit that you're actually doing and take our advice.
Here's the thing too with the drinking thing is I'll show up drunk. Or whatever. And I'll be like, oh my God, he's so cute. And like totally make out and or sleep with them and be like, fuck. Fucked that up. All because I was drunk. I thought it was a good idea.
Oh my gosh.
Laugh or cough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the drinking thing I thought was really funny because it says it for both men and women. And then also, and this is a big thing.
Like, guess maybe there are classy people out there.
You know, anyone I've gone out on a date with that's been like, we should go get a drink. Like, it always ends up super fun.
Oh,
Okay.
for sure.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No, I mean, I get like, don't be passing out.
Right.
But,
Yes. Yes. Know your limit.
Yes, Karina. Know your limit.
Oh my gosh. Well, I had to end up having a sleepover at a guy's house the other night because I was intoxicated.
Fine.
Well, I know, but I was like,
gonna happen anyway.
and he's like, no, just stay. And I was like, cool.
You're like, you don't have to ask me twice.
Right.
You guys have already,
not.
you had already been out on a few dates before that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like, but yeah, it's very intoxicated.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
It's whatever. It's fine. I did actually like this one. Don't check your phone excessively. Like, just be off your phone.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that.
I don't think I've been on a date where someone's checking their phone, but if I had, it would tick me off.
So I always put it as a disclaimer at the beginning, like, hey, if my phone rings or if there's a text and it's concerning my children, like, I'm going to answer it. And I would expect you to do the same thing. But I make that known, like, at the beginning.
Yeah.
So that just in case.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I get, like, a call or a text, I'm probably going to glance and look just to make sure.
Right.
Because I'm fucking mama bear and, like...
Well, that's understandable. But if they're, like, on their phone texting other people or, like...
Oh, totally.
Doing whatever.
Oh, no.
On there.
That's what I'm saying. I do totally agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Like, don't put your phone on the table. Like, tuck it away at least. Like, under your leg or something so you can still feel if it vibrates or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to share... Hold on. We're going to take a little pivot before we go back to the girls. But I found a couple of surveys and then some like like, what's the 333 rule dating? What's the 777 rule in dating? Which I thought were like really interesting.
That's amazing, sis. Look at you.
So I thought, and there's like a bunch of them, but I thought the 333 and the 777 were the most interesting to me. But the survey, it's a 2013 survey, conducted by YouGov and the dating site eHarmony.
Okay.
Found that the time taken from the first date to saying I love you differs between men and women.
Okay.
The average time for men to fall in love is 88 days. While those same feelings of true love take women 134 days.
That does not surprise me. Okay.
That is so crazy.
That is crazy, but it's not, because if you think about it, even after relationships end, even if it's the dude ending it, they typically will hang on to those feelings longer than women will, because women try to be more empowered. They try to change. They try to have this session of like growth and like,
or talk about it before it actually ends, and like, that we can do to try and do it. But men, I feel like they almost feel blindsided, and then they think about it after. While the woman has been thinking about it for a while.
Right. Well, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
no.
Like, if you're super into somebody and like things go a little bit sideways and they do go back or they do want to try again, like, that's amazing. I think that you should go back and you should like express those feelings and do those things. But
I just thought it was crazy that like men,
it's so much easier for men.
Yeah. I still don't get why. I'd want to look into that, but
because I also do believe that it's because women wait for men to say it. So women may be feeling it beforehand, but they want to wait because they want the man to take the lead.
That makes sense. Also, sorry, one more thing. Another dating site, Elite Singles, did a poll in 2017 and found that 61% of women believe in love at first sight, and 72% of men believe in love at first sight.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Did it give the age ranges on this?
No,
damn
it didn't, but I thought it was cute.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, okay, so I have a question. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I believe in a connection at first sight. Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
I don't know about love, but I believe that like you can accidentally, I mean, we were talking about this the other day. You can accidentally like just be like kind of fucking blindsided and like look into this person's eyes and you have this connection that's undeniable and you're like, oh shit. And you know that they can feel it too. And you're both are like, oh shit.
Yep.
And it's crazy, scary, but also cool. I don't know.
Oh, no, I totally agree. It's so fascinating to me because I totally agree with that. Like, I think that you can have a connection the first time that you meet somebody that is like undeniable.
It's almost like electric.
Right.
Like you can't, even if you don't realize that you're doing it, like you kind of move closer to that person. You just gravitate towards them.
Yes.
And it is out of your control.
Oh, it's totally out of your control. And then, you know, people get scared and they start nitpicking and they like don't want to lean into that. So I feel that there is that thing of like, you know that there's that connection up front. I don't think it's like quote unquote love at first sight.
No.
I think that
there's a vibe, there's a connection.
Yeah. And you don't have that with everybody. Even if they're perfect on paper for you, I've noticed that it's the people that are not perfect for paper on you that you have these crazy ass connections with.
Yeah. Well, in my case, anytime that this has happened, and it hasn't happened a lot now that I think about it, I wasn't even expecting it.
Oh,
like came out of left field, like wasn't even like I don't even know how to explain it, like not even in my realm of thought. And then looked at this person, I was like, oh damn, totally. Oh, I have this connection with you, and I think that you have it with me too. And it was just like zing, like the zing. We were talking about the zing.
Yes. It's so true.
It really was. It was insane. I don't think I've had that in a really long time, and when I told you, I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, it's so
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, and it's so crazy because like it fucking eye contact, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's like it speaks to your soul. I thought it was kissing for me, but nope. It's eye contact.
That's eye contact.
It is wild.
It is wild. Okay, so the next thing that I found was the 333 rule for dating, which I thought was really interesting.
I love this because I haven't heard of it, and it's so nice that like you have taken the lead on this because I like feel so surprised right now.
Like I do every time.
Yes, it's so good. I love this for me.
Yay. I will be better. I will do this more.
No,
because
don't worry about it.
this was fun.
Yeah, no,
It was fun.
I know it was so great because I was so busy at work, and you were like, "I can take the lead on this one." I was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
I finally had a slower day than I could. Okay, the 333 rule can help couples establish a healthy balance between individuality and togetherness by spending 3 days apart, 3 days together, and 3 days doing individual activities. Couples can maintain their own interests and hobbies while prioritizing their relationship. Now, this seems to be more towards people who are already in relationships.
See, and to me, it sounds more like it's for people who are dating.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, like, picture yourself in a relationship. You're like living with
true.
your person, for instance. Like, okay, this is our 3 days together, and then you're going to do 3 days on your own. Like, that just seems
weird.
A little sideways.
But I do like okay with
Like the concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do like it with dating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, say it's a weekend, like, okay, Friday we're going to do this. Saturday we're going to do this. Sunday we're going to do this. And then your week starts, you have your 3 days apart.
Like independence, yeah.
Yeah. Which I feel like you're also doing your own individual activities during that time, too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it can't be like this has to be what we're doing. I think that it could be like a blended thing, like to where like you hang out one night, you don't hang out the next night, you do something with your friends or your whatever's the following night, and then you're together the next night. So I can see that as like a blended concept. But then there's other days where I could see that totally working.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I kind of like.
Oh, I think it's fascinating. I love that.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So the 777 rule with dating definitely, to me anyway, seems like it was more for relationships.
Okay.
The 777 rule in dating. So every 7 days, you have a date night. Every 7 weeks, you have a night away. And every 7 months, you go on a romantic holiday.
Okay.
And I thought that was super cute.
I do love that so much.
Yeah.
Especially in like a marriage or like an established relationship.
Because not only do you have something to like look forward to, but it's something that's like
Totally.
planned out. Like, and it doesn't have to be like date night once a month, because that can honestly, like, shit comes up, shit happens, but like, well, it's the 7 days, never mind.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like, it can be just
it could
like
be a date night in too, you know?
Yes.
But it's something to look forward to.
Oh, I totally agree. Like, just even in the realm of that 7773, it's kind of like, at least you have this thing where, because like for the weekend trip or whatever, or like the vacation, like those are things that you can like plan out. And like the day nights can just like happen organically. Like you said, it could be a night in. Like I love a good night in date.
Oh,
I like to cook for people. It's like my love language. Like I love to offer food to people. Like I love to, you know me, I like to take care of people. I love to feed people.
I love it.
And so I think that is like that's a very good point. I think that a date night first date night should be like a date night out. And if the first date is just like drinks, then the second date, if it makes it there, should be like a night out to a restaurant. And then third date could totally be like a date night in.
I think so too. I think it kind of gradually, like you start out, like you said, out. And then I think in shows a different side of a person too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
for
I
sure.
really like. Like, can you relax?
Right. And
Can you just be chill? Can we like just hang out and have good conversation and get to know each other in like a more intimate setting?
I was going to say, and then it could potentially be a little bit more intimate and like could be more of like, I don't know, conversations and things like that where there's like no pressure from like, we have a timeline or whatever.
Well, and you get into those deeper conversations too, which takes you to the next point of, okay, I'm compatible with you. We have a vibe, but are we really compatible? And like getting into these deep conversations and really getting to know how your brain works and how you feel about certain subjects. And
well, and compatibility is just so huge. Like knowing that you're even like speaking on the same level or have the same like kind of love languages or things like that. I feel like that's such a...
I agree though, because some of those deep conversations, one of my favorite questions that I was ever asked, which actually took me off guard, but I thought it was a really great question, is like, how do you respond in like an argument with somebody that you're dating?
That's a really good question for sure.
Like it took me back a little bit because I was like, oh damn,
yeah,
calling me out right now
for sure.
But also, it's a really great question because it means a lot. Because sooner or later, you're gonna have an argument, you're gonna have a disagreement, and and hopefully, if that person is honest, they're answering honestly. And I did. I was like, listen, I need a minute sometimes. Sometimes I want to do it like straight on.
Yeah.
But I think like those kind of questions are questions that you can ask in a more intimate setting, like on a third date.
Yeah, for sure. I think that my favorite question, which isn't even intimate or like deep or anything, but like my favorite question that I used to get asked was, what was the best part of your day? And I just thought that was such a, because it gave me time to reflect. Honestly, it's something I want to ask myself every night before I go to bed, now that I think about it.
Girl, same.
But it was such like I actually want to know. Yeah. And it gives the other person like time to reflect on, oh yeah, what was the best part of my day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you really have to sit there and think.
Well, yeah, because you can have really fucking shitty days, but like you think about that one good thing that happened and it can change your whole outlook.
This is my favorite part of the day.
This is my favorite part of the day. This is always my favorite part of the day.
Okay. So we're going to get into the guys. Do's and don'ts of dating.
I cannot fucking wait.
It's kind of the same, but some of it, like the ones that I highlighted, are a little different, which I liked.
It is good because, and this is why it's good to have Sean on. Sorry, Sean, we miss you.
I know.
Sean couldn't be here tonight. But, it's so nice to have that like male perspective, like in studio as well.
Yeah. So they were saying for guys that they need to be themselves, actively listen, ask questions to get to know their date, plan thoughtful dates, which I think is huge, respect boundaries, and be mindful of not coming on too strong. The ones that were together was like the over drinking, but I do like how it was like, don't push to be physical too quickly.
That's good.
Which I liked.
Yeah, for sure.
Checking their phones, which was the same. You should avoid bragging and talking excessively about past relationships.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's always a good.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, like the don'ts, like don't brag or boast, don't check your phone, don't talk about past relationships. So like those are kind of all on the same realm as women, I think.
Yeah.
But like the big part was like, be a good listener. Be yourself and don't push like physical intimacy too quickly, which is like what we hear from women so much.
There was something that you said in the very beginning. What was one of the first things that you read?
Be themselves, actively listen, plan thoughtful date.
What was the next one?
Ask questions to get to know their date, respect boundaries, and be mindful of not.
Okay, that one.
Oh,
that's the one.
The very last one.
Yeah. I feel that I just kind of don't have a filter when it comes to like, but it's just me as a person, right?
Yeah.
The coming on too strong. It's more that like
And I would have to just agree with that one a little bit too. Coming on too strong.
Yeah. I just am who I am. And like, I will say what I'm thinking. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like, oh my God, let's get married and have babies. It's more that I like am in the moment and I love where it's going. And it can be perceived completely wrong.
I feel like it's a personality type, and
you have to know me and you know how open I am.
I know. But I'm saying with men and women too, like it can go either way. And I think with a man being like, he's not necessarily coming on too strong. It's just like his personality. And if you as a woman on the opposite end is not comfortable with that, like in general, then you're not going to vibe. But it's like, for me, like I can be shy, but like I kind of like when a guy is like confident and like outspoken, and because then it kind of brings me out of my shell. But that's not every woman.
But we don't put a lot of weight into it either, like especially in the beginning. Even
we don't.
No, right.
But some other women might.
Fact.
Yeah.
And we just don't like take it. I don't want to say we don't take it seriously, because there is.
I don't take it as coming on too strong.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I think of it more as of like,
cool, dude.
I don't want to have a wasted life. Like, I will say what I'm thinking when I'm thinking it, but it doesn't mean that like I don't know how to explain it.
I get what you're saying. And I think it comes with a lot of experience with dating, because if I look back on some of my first dates and some of the things that guys told me back then that I was like, oh, like so taken aback by, and now I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, it's just a different perspective, I guess. And it's just like not taking yourself so seriously.
Right. I think a lot of it has to do with chemistry too, because you're not going to be that open and you're not going to be that vulnerable with somebody who you're not like feeling that spark with or that chemistry with.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah.
So we can end with like the stuff that I found for both, like guys and girls, do's and don'ts in dating. And of course, my number one.
Oh my God, I cannot fucking wait.
Be on time.
Okay, you know what's so funny about that is because you are always on time. I don't put a lot of weight into it, but I have noticed I am always on time. Always. Like to the literal minute.
Good for you.
Because you're like 15 minutes early and I'm like to the literal.
I've gotten better about just being on time and not being early.
Right. Yeah. It's something I've noticed, I think, over the last year of dating is that, like, I will be, like, to the minute and it fucking stresses me out if I'm late.
Right.
Which just does not feel like me as a person.
You've been hanging out with me for too long. For real. I'm like, I'll be to your house in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And you're like,
I really think that it's from being married to a fucking Marine.
Oh.
Because they are like, and then my son is a Marine. They're like, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. And so that has been my mentality for a really long time, but it doesn't feel like it's me. But it has been me, so I cannot know.
You're an on-time person, though.
I am.
You are. I've always had that mentality, too. I don't know where I get it from, but for me, I'm like, if I'm not 15 minutes early, I'm late. So going into the dating world, there were times when I first started dating where I would show up like 15 minutes early and like, fuck, why did I do this?
There was a time when you're like, he's late. I'm like, wasn't it at like 7? You're like, yeah. I'm like, it's 7:01, baby. It's fine.
1 minute late, fucker.
I have gone through said dreams.
I know. I've gotten better.
You have.
But I do think this to be on time.
This was the very beginning of your dating experience.
Yes. And it was hilarious. Avoid comparisons. Maintain eye contact, which is huge. We've talked about this a million, trillion, billion times. Love it.
True, but it only works if you're into the person that you're hanging with.
This is saying to maintain eye contact, period, which...
Okay, but that makes sense. I'm a very eye contact person.
Like, I agree. Like, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and they, like, keep looking away or not looking at me when we're having a conversation, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Hello, what are you looking at? So,
Hey, I agree. I'm a very it shows a lot of confidence too.
yeah, it does. Because if they're looking away, I'm going to be like, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Why are you so nervous?
Yeah. Oh, this one. Don't have sex.
Damn it.
Fucked up there. Fucked up there.
Okay, but again, like, there have been periods of time we were dating to be in a relationship.
I know.
It's like, let's just get you into the sack.
We knew, and and it was fine. But lately, I've been like, yeah, I'm not going to have sex.
Okay, but like, I don't even know if I agree with that. Like, even if you are into somebody, like, okay, wait, I take that back.
Okay.
Because I did go on a few dates and I was like, you know what? It's actually really nice that it's not like getting to that point super quickly and that this person isn't actually talking about sex.
Because I feel like once it gets there, it's really hard to go back.
And you and I both agree on this. That's why you and I don't like to talk about sex when we're trying to get to know someone.
Yeah.
Because then that's all the conversation
all it
turns to.
Yeah. And then it's like, cool, we're going to meet up for a day.
Yeah.
Fun.
No, I actually...
Like, it kind of takes the wind out of my sails. For sure.
Oh, for sure. Like, listen, I'm an incredibly sexual person. I do not want to have these conversations.
I feel like guys like hear it though, they like run with it though. It's so annoying sometimes.
I have literally stopped talking to people for him.
Same.
Because even no matter how into you I am, like, let's meet. Like, because we could meet. And as much as I think that I'm like, think you're fucking cool and want to hang out with you, we could meet and the vibe could be totally off. That happens 99 out of 100 times for me.
It happens a lot. Happens a lot for me too. Well, we can end it on. I thought this was funny. It says, "Don't be afraid of ghosts," and then,
oh my god,
I have. Don't be afraid of ghosts. When someone goes quiet, it's no biggie. Accept it now and then. Ghosting goes with the territory. It's not personal. It's dating.
100%.
And I was like, that is the best thing ever.
Oh, it's so true.
Don't take it personal. Like, it happened, especially like with online dating and the apps and stuff. And it sucks because there are so many shiny things, right? Which we've talked about and we hate and we don't like.
Yes.
But there are. And there's life and there's kids and there's work. And like, sometimes I'll look at my phone like, shit. It's been 3 days and I haven't talked to this person.
Okay, but that should be your sign. Like, you just know that
I know
that shit ain't there.
But like, that's like a soft ghost.
But the other person can't take it personally.
That's what, and I don't take it personally.
I don't either.
None of us take it personally.
That I don't even notice.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was so funny.
Okay, I shouldn't even
Don't be afraid of ghosts.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
For sure.
Don't be afraid.
Like 99% of the time, I'm just like living my own life. Unless we are in like a relationship, I don't even notice if they don't text me.
Yeah. Same.
I'm just like, and then they do, and I'm like, oh, hey, you. How's it going? Exciting. And for the most part, like, it doesn't, okay, well, that's not true. I shouldn't say it doesn't matter how much we like someone because we do notice more, but like,
when we don't
get like hung up on it. We're just like, oh, I haven't heard from him. Cool. I'm still going to live my fucking life.
Especially when you're still like on the dating apps and like, even if you've like gone out on a first date and the vibe just isn't there. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes that happens where it's just like, you don't text them back or they don't text you back and there's your sign.
And I'm sorry, that is just modern dating.
It is.
Like, if you're kind of like a couple dates in with somebody and the conversations are still somewhat strong and then all of a sudden, like, give the courtesy to the person that you're talking to.
Yeah.
But if it's not like that, and if it just fades off, like, don't take it personally.
Yeah. I feel like there's a little bit of a rule there. It depends on how long, but like if it's within like the first stages of talking or even the first couple of dates.
Yeah.
Girl, guy, don't take it personally.
Yeah. And if you are taking it personally, reach out to the person and be like, hey, yo, what's up? I would. Yeah. Like, that would have been something I would have done if I would have cared enough. I would have been like, hey, Why aren't we talking? Like, tell me
But
what
that's the
happened.
thing. It's like we don't. It's like, why do I need somebody to tell me that they just don't like me? Like, I can tell.
True. Very
It's
true.
about it's not there.
No, that's
like
so
if
true.
you're not reaching out to me, then I can tell.
Yeah, clearly
I have to have you confirm it verbally and hurt my feel good.
Don't hurt my feelings. I think we should give our own personal opinions on the do's and don'ts of dating.
Right now,
Fuck yeah. Okay. We're at the end of your... Wait, are you at the end of your list?
we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should give our own personal do's and don'ts.
Okay. Do you want to go first? I need to think.
I also need to think. Okay. Well, it's kind of hard, though. Because, okay, let's say you're really into someone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it depends on if I'm into somebody or not. Because if I'm into somebody, I'm like, yeah, I'm not having sex on the first date.
Yeah.
I like, if I see that it could go somewhere, like, I want to keep that close to the vest. I do think texting once a day is
That was going to be one of mine.
at least once a day.
Yeah, just checking in.
Yeah, just to check in. I don't really love going days apart without texting.
And act interested.
Yeah,
If you're interested.
Yeah.
I would say one of my do's is if you are like established dating, which I say established, but for me, it's like beyond day two, that like you either pick the person up or they pick you up or you meet at their house or they meet at your house or whatever. And then when you're arriving together, they hold your hand or they grab your arm or they do something like put their arm on the back, like just to like acknowledge that. But again, that's important to me. It's not important to everyone.
No, I like that. I've had that on the first date and I love it.
Yeah, I think it's,
I think it's endearing.
it is so endearing. And you know what that shows to me? An enormous amount of confidence.
Confidence and also like, for me, like a little bit of protection and respect. Like, even though you're not together, like he's kind of like, this is who I'm here with.
Exactly. Yes.
And
it's that staple of pride too, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah. So that would be a do for me. But again, not for everyone. This is my own personal opinion. This is Karina's personal opinion.
I'm trying to think of a don't.
For me, a don't would be if they don't open my door, if they don't walk me to my car.
We just don't.
If they don't like text me to check in to make sure I made it home. But again, that goes back to the for me, I love protectors. Like I'm big on men who are men.
Well, and I don't think we've ever really had a problem with that because we don't really date men who don't do that.
Right. But that's why this is our do's and don'ts. Yeah. We kind of bet them out before.
True.
Because we're not trying to waste our time.
Oh, no.
Even with just like casual dating, which is what, honestly, which I've been mostly doing. You've been dating with intention. I kind of go back and forth.
I go back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. We go back and forth. For the most part. But we still dating with intention.
Yeah, but we still kind of vet these people that we are going to actively be taking time out of our lives for.
Even if it is casual.
Even if it is casual.
Even if it's like, okay, know that this may not be going anywhere. I still want that level of respect and protection and...
But you know what? Now that we're talking about it, I kind of go back on it. Because what if it is so casual? Like, I don't really need them checking in with me because I can't care for long term.
I'm not saying the checking in part. I'm saying when we're out.
Oh, yeah. We're out together physically for sure. There has to be that level of like protection. This is mine. This is who I am with. Like, is very well known. Yeah, for sure.
From our books, The Possessives.
Yeah.
You are mine.
Oh,
yes, I'm yours.
Oh, that is like the literal hottest thing for me.
It's like chills.
Yeah. For a man to be like so fucking proud to have you on his arm. First date, last date, does not matter.
Yeah. Oh, love.
Love.
I really can't think of any more. Drawing a blank.
I know, I am too. It was just a thought that I thought we could wrap things up with. But yeah, I really can't think of, because I feel like we've expressed it enough in previous episodes of like what's important to us and what I mean, honestly, ladies, it should be important to you. Men, we would love to hear your feedback after this. Leave us a comment like to what's important to you on dates or like when speaking to women. Yeah. The more you know.
The more you know. Love that for us.
I also love that for us. Is there anything you'd like to end on? It's kind of a short episode, but it's been really
I don't think so. I just love you so much.
Oh, I love you too, babe. Do us a solid if you're listening to our podcast. If you absolutely love it, you just cannot get enough. Or if you even kind of like it, leave us a good rating, give us 5 stars, leave us comments. We love to see your comments.
Yeah.
There have been people, I totally fucking dropped the ball on this, but there have been people that have reached out to us that have, again, the reason that we do this is the reason we've been doing this thus far, like, because we get so much positive feedback.
You really do.
It's been absolutely incredible. We absolutely love to hear your feedback. It's been we love it. We love it.
And we love you.
And we love everyone who is listening. Like, it's absolutely amazing to us that we get, because we, get the statistics and we get to look to see how many people are listening and we get to see how many people are following us and things like that. And it's awesome. And we love that we are putting this out there for people. It's a very vulnerable thing for us, but we love it. So,
yeah.
So it's been very, very good. But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, babe.
Ba-ba-da-da. Woo! So we've got Logan on here for a second, and I'm going to ask him a question. How do you feel about dating, Logs?
Love it.
Love it.
It's great.
It's great. Yeah.
It's great.
And you're in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you know that you like someone, Logs?
You just do.
Okay, but are there like certain girls that you talk to and it's kind of like meh, and then you talk to another girl and you're like, okay, I actually feel this connection. I feel a spark.
I don't really talk to people.
So the girls
I'm usually not talking to women that much. So
okay, but you do have a girlfriend right now.
yeah.
Did you kind of like know once you guys started talking, you were like, hey, yeah, I actually really like her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like first date.
Yeah, for both of you.
I was like, I gazed into her eyes.
Love that.
Podcast.
Yes, I love that for you, baby bear. I'm actually going to cut it and put it toward the end. We're going to, we got to segue a little bit. Okay, well, thank you so much, Mooman, for giving me your perspective on dating in high school, even though it was just like half a second. I love you so big, baby.
I love you.
Okay.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds can stack back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watch from the sidelines one too many times, we get games to play, make me wanna lose my mind.